Got it.
There you go.
What's happening?
All right, honey, I'm good. How are you? How's everything been going?
Everything is good. Everything is good. We are we're about 9-10 days out now, so yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. I'm ready to go. Weight's coming down nice. It's going to be a fun one.
Nice. Everything going good in the life of the nicest guy in MMA?
Don't know about that. What's happening, babe? But yeah, no, everything is good. Yeah, family's good. Dogs are thriving as always. So yeah, I'm buzzing. Everything's aligned for this now. So yeah, we're getting it in.
Nice. Yeah, getting close. And so I have to ask you, coming off of your first loss of your career, unfortunately, how did you take that in like the weeks after? Were you like really excited to like get another fight lined up right away, or how did you deal with it?
It's a rough one. I'll be honest. I lost once as an amateur, and it was that was rough. But I was like, all right, cool, good learning experience. I know what to do now. Blah 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 blah. This loss hit me a lot harder. It was a lot harder to bounce back from. Yeah, I got into a dark place. It got to a point where, immediately after going to the hospital, getting my stitches and all that stuff, got to a point where I was embarrassed to be me. Like just the idea of being Luke Trainer, like carrying that name. Like I was embarrassed. I'd be walking through the local supermarket with like sunglasses on, a hat on, my face was all half swollen. And yeah, that's the best way to describe it. I was embarrassed to be Luke Trainer. But took a couple of weeks to kind of lick my wounds and feel bad for myself. And then found some inspiration outside of that. I watched a bunch of stuff on how to, bounce back, how to get mentally strong again and all that jazz. And I'm where I am now. I've never been in a better place mentally. I've never felt more violent. Yeah, so it was rough, but I'm glad it happened. I made a lot of mistakes in fight camp. I learned a lot of lessons, and now I'm ready to go. And it means I won't be making those mistakes again because I know how low I can get if I do. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I saw like a lot on your social media. You've been using the term uphill a lot. Like, what is that like for you? Is that like more like a motivational thing for yourself, or is it just like how you feel in your journey right now?
So Jocko Willink, who is a who is the United States of America treasure. My favorite American other than you, obviously, Nicole. But yeah, it was weird that he posted something just a couple of days after the fight, and it was one of his fallen Navy SEALs. He posted a picture of him. He died in Afghanistan, and then the caption just said uphill, and then and he spoke about it on one of his podcasts about keep moving and all that jazz. And it put things into perspective for me. I was like, cool, I lost a cage fight in my underwear in front of thousands of people. Wasn't great, but life can always be worse. I normally do well to live with perspective all the time, but that kind of kicked things into gear. And then that uphill, that's been the mantra for the last however many months now. And just to keep climbing, it sounds super corny, but it's there's always going to be these challenges, you know what I mean? And I've been around people where I've witnessed a lot worse things happening to individuals and to humans where they don't deserve it, they don't choose to do it, they don't put themselves in the line of fire for it, yet they go through it and they come out the other end shining. So, I take the risk. Sometimes it pays off and I get a dope knockout and I get paid good money and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I'm a punch bag for 2 rounds. Like, it just is what it is. And this is the game we play. So yeah, so that's the mantra. Uphill, nothing but uphill, always coming. So yeah, I'm excited.
What were some of the lessons that you took away from the last fight, and what are some of the changes that you made in your fight camp going forward for this one?
I won't get into too much detail with some of the bad things that happened during camp. Cain Velasquez is kind of an inspiration for me after his JDS loss. He bounced back and did everything in silence, and then come back, got a big W, and that was the way of like him, setting himself set himself right again. So a lot of shit happened in fight camp. A lot of bad stuff happened in fight camp. And a lot of people around me told me not to fight. A lot of people who I should listen to, and a lot of people who I trust and love dearly. I didn't listen to them. I didn't listen to their advice. I took it anyway. I thought, I'm an island. I can do whatever I want. I'll smash this guy regardless. And I paid the price for it. So the biggest lesson is listen to the people around me. Listen to the ones I care about, the ones I love, and the ones who I know love me and believe in me. And if they have some serious advice, I should take it in and not just breeze over it and pretend I know better. So that was the big lesson. And then in terms of this fight, what I've done differently, I've completely changed camps. No bad blood with Mickey Papas, head coach of Titan. He has done absolutely wonders for me, but it was time I moved on. It was time I changed up my training. I followed one of my other teammates, Simeon Powell, who is the biggest prospect in PFL right now. And it's just been me and him for this last training camp, literally just grinding. He's been there every day for me, like I was there for him. And we've been chasing each other ever since, under the tutelage of Brad Pickett and Ashley Grimshaw. I've got a new boxing coach who has done absolutely amazing with me, Paul Day. The team around me has never been so strong. So, like I said, I've made a lot of changes. I'm still taking big risks, but this is what we do. So, this is the most prepared I've ever been for a scrap before.
Nice. And going back to Italy, where you had your Bellator debut, do you feel like kind of like a homecoming, or are you like more excited about, fighting there again?
Do you know what? I'm buzzing. Yeah, it's I'm 1-0 in Italy right now. The people were so friendly. I've got a girlfriend this time, so the medical staff can all they can all flirt at me as much as they want, but my girlfriend will be right by my side the whole time. But other than that, nothing changes. Italy was so great. It was awesome to be able to celebrate the day after with my mum, my dad, my sister. This time I've got even more of my squad coming out to enjoy this win with me. We're going to spend a couple of days after. I'm going to spend a day in Milan on Sunday with the whole family and a couple of my closest friends. And then on the next day, on the Monday, I'm going to Lake Como with the missus. I'm buzzing. I love Italy. It's cool to get to travel and fight. This is what I've dreamed of since I was young. So I'm getting to do it again. And then hopefully I'll be back in London or Dublin next year, back on some home soil. But yeah, I'm excited. Should be good.
Nice. When you were first matched up with your opponent, did you know him right off? Did you have to look him up? What were your first thoughts when you got the matchup?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure of him. I hadn't heard his name before. I looked him up. He's a very, very experienced guy. I think his record is 13-2, if I'm not mistaken, 13-3. I don't know if you have it there.
I think it was like 11 and something. I'm not sure.
11.
I'll have to look it up again.
Okay, cool. I mean, listen, anything over 10, you're a vet in the game. So, very, very strong striking. Great wrestling from the body lock clinch. He comes from a K1 background, so he's very K1 orientated. The way he strikes, his style is very textbook K1. I'll be honest. I've studied him every single day. I've taken a real approach like John Jones. I've watched a lot of John Jones recently for this camp, and I've listened to a lot of his interviews and the way he talks about preparation, and I've taken that into my own hands now. So I've watched him every single day. I've introduced more aspects to my visualization game. Mentally, I'm so prepared to run through this guy. Like I've seen this fight play out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I've watched non-stop clips. I've seen every single one of his fights that's on YouTube. I've gone elsewhere on Facebook and stuff to find fights. I've gone on Facebook since flipping messaging my nan a couple of years ago. Like I'm so mentally prepared for this fight. I'm in great physical shape. I've had only one injury this camp, and it's not been a major one. So God willing, nothing else happens. But But yeah, so I've studied him a bunch. He's a very dangerous opponent, but I'm going to put him away. And I think it's going to happen in the first round. If not, I've got 15 minutes to do it, but I'm definitely going to finish this guy 100%.
Nice. Do you feel like you have an advantage having been in Bellator, you know, but being on the big stage of Bellator before and his first fight there?
No, I don't. I remember how hard I trained for my debut. I remember all of the things I thought I had to do extra to make it, to get onto that debut card. You know, you assume it's all going to be so different because you're on the world stage. So you do things differently. You do extra, like you sleep earlier, you eat less, you start your weight cut earlier, and all that jazz. If he's prepared the same way I prepared for my debut, then I'm assuming this is going to be the most dangerous Lucas Alcina we've ever seen. So no, I'm not expecting that to be an advantage for me. Again, for me, it makes zero difference whether I'm fighting on Bellator or whether I'm back in a strip club in the middle of nowhere in Hertfordshire. Like, it genuinely doesn't matter. So it's a coliseum wherever we are. So we'll see. I'm hoping this is the best. This is the best opponent he's going to be on the night. So yeah, I think he's going to be ready for war just like I am.
Nice. Not overlooking this fight at all, but in the broader picture, do you care about the rankings at all? Like, in a fighter in your position, do you care, or do you look at those at all?
No, I mean, I care. I like to see who's at the top of my division. I like to I watch all of the fights, and I pay close attention to everyone up there. But in terms of me being in the rankings, no, I don't care. It's out of my control. They can't put me in the rankings until they put me in the rankings. I can't do anything about it. So no, is there a reason you ask, or?
No, I was just wondering, because I mean, I know in the UFC, like, the rankings, people look at them a lot. Maybe in Bellator, these are fairly new, you know, in the past year or two. So I was just wondering if, like, how fighters are reacting to them, and if they care, if they think that they dictate the fights that you're going to get.
I'm with you. I think if I'm honest, the way Bellator treat me and the way I see myself, I'm the biggest prospect in light heavyweight. I would feel a lot more validated, and I'd feel a lot stronger in saying that if I hadn't just had the performance I had last time. Very embarrassed about the performance I had. If I could take that back, I would, but I can't. So I need to go out there now and prove myself. I would love a rematch with Simon. If God was looking after me, my opponent pulls out, his opponent pulls out, and we go again on the 29th of October. But that's just for my ego. Everyone around me's told me to let it go and to not to think about that fight anymore, and the whole, if you guys both make it to the top, you might see each other again, blah blah blah. But I can't sit with that. I know I'm so much better than the person that I was that night, and I would love that fight back. If I don't get that, then regardless, it doesn't matter. But in terms of rankings, I don't think I'm going to go anywhere until I prove myself against Lucas Alcina on the 29th, and then they can start talking about me again. But I need to earn that. I need to earn that respect back for myself. Even if anyone else, you know what I mean. I need to remind myself what a savage I am, and that I am so much better than that man I was that night. So yeah.
Okay. It seems like everything in training camp is going well, but what about outside? You still doing cooking with the gent and all the other stuff you do on social media, still having fun?
Do you know what? I haven't. Like I said, being in that dark place after the fight kind of threw me off social media for a while. And then I had some family stuff go on, and I thought, if I start posting about fun loving stuff on Instagram, like, making flipping spaghetti bolognese and stuff, it would be a bit of a front. I had some dark things happen, so I thought, all right, cool, let me just take time and wait until I'm in a really happy place again, and deal with it, deal with the down stuff as I do. But now I have, I'm just waiting. The cold picks I was really enjoying, but I just haven't been on it. I'll be honest. I've just been a little too focused on training and a little less focused on Instagram. But I am going to get back. I am going to get back to that stuff because I do enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to cook next. Maybe I might do like a fight week edition and do something in the hotel room when I'm bored again. But yeah, no, but life is good, man. My dog is as big and chubby and beautiful as he could possibly be right now. All my family are good. Yeah, life's good. Life's so good right now. I can't complain.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right. Well, for the next, week, more serious, the serious gent. But then after that, hopefully you get the big win and back to the fun.
Back to fun. I'm trying to plan a trip. I'm trying to plan a trip either to Jamaica or the Philippines, maybe, for after this fight to celebrate. So if I do get out to some of them places, then I'm 100% gonna be goofy on Instagram. I can't not be, you know. But if I'm stuck in Stevenage, not that I don't love Stevenage, I do. It's my dream town. But I'll get it cracking regardless, and I'll dedicate my next meal to you, Nicole. All right.
All right, sounds good. All right, awesome. Luke. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll speak to you soon. Oh, am I gonna get to talk to you after the fight, or?
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, try and set it up.
Awesome. All right, Nicole. Have a beautiful day.
All right. Thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.